Yes, I certainly have started my engine there, Katleka.
Wow,
Thanks
Gab,
so
you
much.
need to come and join me over here.
I certainly do. I certainly do. It has been quite an eventful week at the OverDrive garage. We almost didn't get this, but thank you to the good people at Jaguar Cape Town. Here it is, the Jaguar XJ 5-litre V8 supercharged, and I'm sure you'll agree, Leigh-Anne, this is just achingly beautiful. It really is an extraordinary looking car.
This is the sexiest car I have ever seen in my whole life. It's beautiful.
Well, if you can't get a bigger endorsement than that.
Wow.
Now, what happened with Jaguar for a long time is they were almost trapped by their own heritage. So, but in about 10 or 15 years ago, someone went down into the design department, pulled down the calendar that said 1973, and said, like, let's really go for it. And what they've created is, as you said, as we've said, it's gorgeous, but it also is unmistakably a Jaguar, which I don't know how they've done it. They've made it very modern, yet very traditionally a Jag at the same time. Now, if we go over, let's start with the design here.
All right.
I mean, back in the day, I'm sure a lot of people will remember, there always used to be the leaping cat on the bonnet, but health and safety got rid of that because obviously if you hit someone, it's another problem in their lives they don't need. So everything happens here is there's the snarling cat logo, the traditional Jaguar logo, and then everything just kind of swoops backwards towards the beautiful rear. And I love that about the car as well is that it almost looks like a cat. Even when it's sitting still, it just looks like a cat that's just about to leap, which I absolutely love. Now, as I mentioned, this has the 5-litre V8 supercharged engine.
Wow.
Now, again, I don't want to put South Africa to sleep, but the difference between all of its rivals use turbochargers. This uses the more gentlemanly supercharger, and that basically means it gets the power for the compressed air to go into the engine from the actual engine. So it's using kilowatts to make more kilowatts, whereas a turbo uses the exhaust fumes to power a turbine. But as I said, let's not get too technical about that. The results of this is that this car is absolutely incredibly rapid. Take a guess, Leigh-Anne, on how quickly you think this monstrosity gets to 100 k's an hour.
Off the top of my head, I'm going to go with 6 seconds.
You would be wrong.
What?
5.5 seconds?
5.5 seconds?
No, you're wrong again. 5 seconds, still not right.
Oh my God.
Jaguar are claiming figures of 0 to 100 of 4.5 seconds for this, which is just utterly astounding. And it doesn't stop there, because this will continue to whisper all the way up to 299 kilometers an hour. Now, obviously they'd stopped at a responsible 299 because 300 is just so bourgeois. Now, it's extraordinary outside, as we've established, but
are we going to take a look at the
let's
inside?
have a look in the inside.
Because it's aesthetically beautiful on the outside, but I can't wait to take a look and see what it looks like in here.
It is almost as beautiful inside here.
Wow.
And it does have a few interesting gimmicks. I mean, I wouldn't call them gimmicks. I suppose they're more sort of design features. But one of the major ones is, I'm sure we'll get this in here, when I start the engine up, that's your gear selector. So you basically just turn it as that to reverse, neutral, drive, whatever you need. And then also there's that to open the dashboard. Just lightly touch your hand over that button, and the dashboard pops open. And also what I love about it is kept that traditional Jag wood finish. So it's got this beautiful piece of wood that extends all the way around the sill of the windshield. It's just a really beautiful place to be. I think there's a few things I would change. One of them is the typeface on this. Coming from a design background, I find the typeface not quite agreeable, but that's a very minor thing. If we can hop out again, I know you want to stay here all day. I know you really don't.
Must.
Let's talk about its rivals though, because this is in some very esteemed company. There's the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, the BMW 7 Series, and of course the Audi A8 Series. Now, if we look at all of the rivals, this has 375 kilowatts, and it costs 1.7 million rand, so that's not a cheap exercise. And then you get the Mercedes-Benz, which has 400 kilowatts. That's the S65 AMG, 400 kilowatts for 1.8 million rand. And then we go down to the Audi S8, which has 382 kilowatts, but that is only 1.2 million rand. And then right down at the bottom is the BM 750i, which is 330 kilowatts, which isn't much in that company, but that costs 1.4 million rand. So, you know, I think the thing with this car is there's a lot of reasons you'd probably buy the rivals on paper, but I just don't think any of them come near to being as beautiful as this. So I think you might be on your way to the Merc or the BM showroom and think, you know what, you'd see the Jaguar and just think, that is just unutterably beautiful. I simply have to have it.
Gav, this is incredible. Of course, we all know that Jaguar is synonymous with things like comfort and refinement
Yes.
and just unrivaled driving experience. Right?
Absolutely. What I love about Jaguars is they have to be quick, obviously, in the modern age, but they've got this certain refined Jaguarness about them. There's a smoothness, and I think that's exactly why they went for the supercharger instead of the turbocharger. It doesn't have that brutal rush of power that you get from a turbo. It's just it's torque from as you step on the throttle, there's torque, and then it just smoothly keeps catapulting you all the way to 299 k's an hour.
Wow.
It is an extraordinary car.
Ooh, I need a moment. I must tell you that if I really want to marry this car, and this is one man that I will never, ever, ever try to change. Now, like Gav said in the beginning, from 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds,
It's
we
phenomenal.
have some more information for you on fuel to get you there. Let's find out.
You'll need some, I promise you.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
With a range of quality products guaranteed nationally, you will always find there's so much more to Midas.